Should you volunteer for crypto? The answer is yes. It's the best way to learn about crypto without having to actually work in the crypto industry already. And here are ways to help. The number one thing that I recommend is definitely crypto conferences. Usually, if you volunteer for a conference, you get free tickets to the event. Not always, usually. And crypto conferences are usually no exception to that rule. To start off, you can Google free volunteer crypto conference, because that's exactly what I did. But then I dug a little further into conferences that I know for sure are legitimate, a good experience, and will give you a free ticket. The first crypto conference I would recommend is celo because they definitely give out free tickets to volunteers. And number two, I've actually went myself. You can see my blogs of me going there and also my experiences. So I would highly recommend it. It was really fun, and Celo is my biggest sponsor. The Celo Connect conference was held in Barcelona. I'm pretty sure it's going to be held in a different city or country the next year because Celo is not based in Barcelona, Spain. And the second conference that I would recommend that I've been to is NFT NYC. If you volunteer, they have only a select number of tickets available, and their conference already happened earlier this year, so you're going to have to wait until 2023 to go to NFT NYC. But it's a good time to keep your eye out and sign up and express your interest for volunteering to learn more about crypto. The third conference that I would recommend is the Bitcoin conference. It is usually held in Miami, Florida, I believe. I think it's the biggest Bitcoin conference, so if you're really into Bitcoin, go to that one. Okay. And then last, but definitely not the least, because they hold the most conferences, and your experience of attending a conference is going to be much higher if you attend Ethereum Foundation's conferences. There's multiple of these Ethereum conferences held every single year because Ethereum has such a hardcore network of developers and builders. If you follow their Twitter page, you can see all the rest that are coming up. This one specifically is going to be held in Bogota, Colombia next. And I think there was ETH in Paris in July this year. And I know there's ETH Amsterdam in April, I think. Something like that. Like, there's so many crypto conferences happening all the time. Sign up to volunteer, get your ticket waived. Maybe you can even get free flights or hotel accommodations if you volunteer. I'm not sure though, so check them out. The second way to volunteer is through being a crypto ambassador. I know it's going to sound a little weird, but hang in with me. Impact Market is a poverty alleviation protocol, which sounds kind of long and sounds kind of complicated. Kind of the main thing that you need to know is that it gives universal basic income to those in developing nations so that everyone can get like a stable source of recurring income purely by the fact that they need it. And this is particularly amazing for people who are internationally focused because they kind of have country leads to help figure out what the community needs. This company is based in Brazil and Spain. The other ambassadorship program that I would recommend is with Celo. Celo does have ambassadors, but applications are currently closed. And if you are a viewer of mine, you know that Celo is a longtime partner and sponsor of my content. And you know that I feel super lucky to have them as my partner and sponsor because they are the biggest crypto company focused on crypto and developing nations via the way of mobile crypto. Celo's mission is financial prosperity for all, and they are truly a mission-driven ecosystem. The third way to volunteer is to go through a crypto fellowship and then become a very helpful alum of the program. So you guys have probably heard me talk about kernel.community in my previous videos. Here, and maybe here, Kernel was an 8-week program, and I learned so much about crypto during this time from so many different people. It was really a great experience, and even after the program ended, I kept recommending people to attend this program and also kept connecting different alumni to each other. They also have a program where you can help out with the kernel community by becoming a volunteer. So that is definitely a way I would volunteer because you get to learn about crypto from experts and then give back with a bunch of new friends. The other crypto fellowship that I would recommend is called Shify. I have not been a personal participant of this program, but it's a crypto fellowship specifically focused on women and non-binary people. They get a lot of really cool perks because there are definitely some companies that specifically want to connect with women and non-binary people, and besides like she256.org, they're probably the biggest one that I know of. So I'd highly recommend, if you're able to apply to the program. I know Kernel and Shify, they both kind of expect you to pay. It's nothing crazy, it's like under $500. But if you're a woman, non-binary person within Kernel, it's waived. And then with Shify, again, if you can't afford it, it's waived. If you can't pay for it, just let them know. Just make sure to give back when you're done with the program because I'm sure it's going to be very life-changing for you. The fourth way that I would recommend is through crypto communities. Friends with Benefits is probably the largest social crypto club. I know it kind of sounds kind of weird, but you know how Soho House is not just in New York, but Austin, LA, and a bunch of other cities. It's kind of an exclusive club. Friends with Benefits is like that, but instead of kind of the status and the money that you already have, they were built on inclusivity as much as possible while making sure the community is really tight and hosting really, really banger events. I would recommend, if you're able to join their community and learn, and they're gonna have a lot of volunteer positions available, so you can just throw your ring in the hat for that one. If you guys use deodorant, you might have heard of Schmidt's deodorant. They have really good smelling deodorant, like bergamot and lavender, lime. It sounds kind of crazy, but it smells really good. That company was started by Jamie Schmidt and maybe like one other person, but she started it and the company was called Schmidt's Naturals. She sold that successfully, crazy exit, like $100 million to Unilever, and then since then has been like angel investing. In the past year, she launched My BFF, which is supposed to be a community specifically for women and non-binary individuals, and she has some like pretty famous friends. And if you look on mybff.com, you'll see Tyra Banks, Mila Kunis, Gwyneth Paltrow, a bunch of really A-list celebrities on there who are committed to making My BFF a reality. This is probably the most normal crypto community I could recommend for women and non-binary people. The reason being that it's not super rooted in crypto. It's more Instagrammy, normal people who are kind of interested in crypto, not people who really want to be in crypto, if that makes any sense. But yeah, you could join that crypto community, and I'm sure they'll have a lot of volunteering experience for you, and they have a lot of cool experiences. The third one that I would recommend for crypto communities, I just realized besides the first one, the next two are specifically for like women. The next one I would recommend is Boys Club. It's started by 3 different women, I think, and then one of the women works for the Celo Foundation, which is why I know about it. But again, they are focused on dinners where you talk about crypto. And so if you're into having dinners with people and being less than 20 people, they also host happy hours. So that's another good way. They definitely need a lot of help because I'm not sure if they make money from it yet. Maybe they just do it as like a club sort of thing. So check it out. I'm sure if you go in and you attend something, there's going to be people who need endless amounts of help and you're going to learn. Okay, now that we talked about all the good stuff, I want to talk about things that are not so good. Here are things that you should be avoiding. Number one is if you have to buy a course to then volunteer for one of these things, don't do that. I don't think you should ever buy a course unless they're going to give you like specific skills, like build this crypto app. That might be worth it. But if it's going to be like, I'm going to teach you how to trade crypto, it's not worth it. Don't do that. Just use any of the methods that I listed before and you were going to learn so much more. Whatever course is going to teach you, and you won't lose money. Number two, the other thing I would recommend to not do is paying to volunteer or to participate in something. So you know how a lot of people are able to take on unpaid internships because their parents are footing the bill in a really expensive city? If you're not in that position, I wouldn't do anything like that. I think there's so many ways to volunteer without you having to fly to a different city and spend your own money to volunteer. I think you should be compensated for your work at a certain point. The last thing I wanted to say is I know a lot of you guys watch me because you want to learn about crypto. I know this is a specifically for volunteering crypto video, but I would not recommend buying a lot of crypto to learn about crypto. Again, I would advocate learning about crypto with people who are experts, with a community, with trusted sources. So hope this video was helpful. I'm going to be talking a lot more about volunteering for crypto, especially about like social good in crypto. I hope you're going to be excited about it because I am.